Good morning, rock stars. How are you? Look at my jazzy new mask. And Arm's ordered in all these really cool ones, which is really nice. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Lots of intense energies at the moment. Can you feel it? My goodness. Let's talk about resistance for a moment, shall we? I feel like I had resistance for the last 7 days. And specifically, hey, Sully, how are you, gorgeous? Specifically, many of you know I've been sleep training my beautiful baby girl, who is such an amazing baby. And what I want to share with you is that I felt all the feels. I had a lot of the feelings that women going through my program experience, which is resistance. Do I really have to go there, Lucy? This is hard. Can't I just go back to watching Netflix and drinking wine? And I know the temptation is really real. Trust me, this week I was literally going, why can't we just go back to helping Abella fall asleep? It'd be much easier. It won't impact my schedule. It'll mean we can just do what we were doing before. No. That is not what I was out to create. That is not what we were committed to, because we were doing this for her higher self and for our higher selves, which is, getting her to fall asleep on her own. It's necessary, especially with having baby number 2 soon enough. So that was a non-negotiable for me to stay committed. But let me tell you something. There were tears. There was rage in my belly. I was just like I was boiling inside hearing my baby cry. It was just the most horrible thing. And then I said to Anam, you know what? There's something about this that just isn't right. It's just not right. So we switched processes and boom, no tears. Okay. The reason I'm sharing this is that I was committed to the outcome, and I knew it wasn't going to be a walk in the park. But I kept holding the vision and seeing my baby girl, hey, gorgeous Gemsy, seeing my baby girl just getting this. And it was testing me on all levels. Seriously, I was like, all my shit was coming up. I was just angry, sad, frustrated, impatient. Oh, sorry, Steve, darling, her ball's coming. Get a ball. It's all happening. We're on the hill, of course, when I drop her ball. Hold on a sec. Look at this guy. Hello.
I got these masks to, it's meant to be gags, stop gags. It isn't working,
What are you talking about?
these masks. They have special powers.
What is a stop gag?
Stop talking.
Oh boy. Okay, then there's that. So I'm never going to stop talking, so nothing will ever do that, darling. Afraid? That's not what you ordered when you did your love mission statement. You ordered a chatterbox. So anyway, long story short, you got to commit. You got to honor what it is that you're out to create. It's not going to be a walk in the park when it's something worthwhile. Women, right now I'm teaching today, and I'm seeing all the forms coming in before our Q&A, and they're just like, oh my God, this isn't easy, but it is getting me monumental change. Yes, they're like, I just want to bail, but I'm here because I know that this is growing me into the woman that I was born to be. Yes, it is deeply uncomfortable to reach for the high-hanging fruit, to really stay loyal and faithful to our desires at times. But it's worth it. It's not about hard work. I'm not talking about, oh my God, everything's going to be hard. I'm just talking about staying committed on the journey with the process of what it is when you're out to create something, because it's so much easier to jump ship. And trust me, I thought about it many times. I'm like, let's just do this next week. Because there's always something. And there really was. Last time we started sleep training her, like a month or 2 ago, she then had this huge allergic reaction, which scared the crap out of me. So I was like, yes, well, now we're definitely pausing sleep training. But then we're like, okay, here we are, back to this uncomfortable thing in my life that I don't really want to face. So this is just a metaphor for you to really look at what it is that you need to be with right now, what you need to confront, what you need to actually work through and dissolve, so that you can get to the other side, okay? Because there's always going to be a reason, an excuse not to do it. Trust me, I had many of them at the ready. And they were all very valid. But it's not what I was committed to. And I knew, the truth always. And I'm like, Lucy, stop. This is bringing up a lot for you, but you know the right thing to do, okay? And it's not about It's not about being impatient. It's about just building that grit muscle, leaning more deeply into love and trust, and also getting out of the way. For me, it really required me having to stand back, having to just trust, and also holding those visions and those images and those pictures of how I wanted this to go. So that's my message to you is, don't bail on yourself right now, especially for my Soul to Soul grads. You've come a long, long way. So make sure you are keeping up the work. For those of you that are new in this community, there's something that drew you to this. So follow through, book a call if you're in that place where you're ready to actually take action and to put yourself first. And if you're not ready, that's cool. Just hang out in here until you are. But because you've got to be ready. That's the thing. You've got to want your dream more than your fear. And you've got to be ready to dig deep and to really roll up your sleeves and say, I fucking got this. I can do this. I can change my life. I can be the woman in a soulmate relationship. I can be the woman that gets to brag about living on purpose. I can be that woman in the world that knows that she's living the life that she was born to live. I can be that woman. Of course you can be that woman. But you got to create some urgency for yourselves. Yeah? My urgency is that this needs to get taken care of now before the girl is walking. It's hard enough with her standing up, looking out at the crib. But if she's walking, Jesus, how much longer am I going to leave it? So you've got to set your own boundaries. You've got to set your own deadlines. You've got to create urgency in your life if you truly are wanting to shift something. You can't keep putting it off. You can't keep making excuses and expect to get a different result. It doesn't work like that. And I will say it once again, the temptation to stay where you are is real. It's absolutely, all I wanted to do was go and kidnap my daughter and bring her downstairs and cuddle her and, and read her bedtime stories so that she didn't have to go through it. But I was like, no, what are we out to create and what is for the highest good of all? And I knew what it was. So get with the program, my friends. You deserve everything and more, but you've got to get out of the shitty story that love can't happen for you, or that you're not the chosen one, or that you can't afford to actually get this kind of support, because it's BS. It's absolute BS. When we want something, we can create it. And that's the attitude that's going to get you whatever you want, is I am and I fucking will. And nothing is going to stop me. That is the attitude you need to have if you are even thinking about changing your life. Otherwise, first of all, you won't get invited into our program because you've got to have that attitude. And secondly, you're just going to sit out hanging 5 on the fucking treadmill of life, of Groundhog Day, and feel like a mouse running on the same treadmill. And that feels like shit. All right, so it's time to wake up. It's time to really step into who you were born to be and to claim your joy. And yes, it will be uncomfortable as fuck. But it's worth it. It's so much more worth it than sitting in the shit that you're sitting in right now. Okay? Big love. Mwah.